Bilky Bilkertsons.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Bilky Bilkertsons.
Bilkertons.
The evil twin brother of Albert Albertsons.
That's right. Bilkertons.
I love it. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. I think for our masterpiece, we're going to do a rival,
Let's
FYI.
go.
I was looking at it just with me being in Arkansas. I was like, let's do one that's shorter and an easier script. There's so much more information out there about Interstellar than there is like facts and all that stuff. Plus, it's an hour longer, and I was like, they're both they're
Yeah.
both almost fucking perfect films. It doesn't really matter which new perfect sci-fi film we do.
Dove into it with my students pretty recently, so I've got some insights too.
Arrival versus Interstellar, or
Just
just
Arrival.
oh okay,
Just Arrival.
just Arrival. Cool. I just listened to where we left off. We were like, oh, there's Nicole right now. So we'll
We gotta
just
do a Nicole thing.
yeah, we'll just jump right into Nicole. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me pop my neck real quick. Mm. Okay. Oh my god. Your microphone. Oh my god. What the fuck is
There we
going
go.
on over there?
Ready?
Was it just like rolling around or
Yeah.
something? Oh man, that was the worst. Okay. Uh, one, two, three, play.
Hi, Nicole.
Nicole.
Nicole. What are
What's
you
up?
doing out?
What's up, girl? Oh, she's floating. She's ascending. That's
Oh, I see little green guys around her though. Little
green guy.
Seth.
Little Seths. Yeah, they're all in miniature green man suits. She actually can't. She can't actually levitate. It's a magic trick. Movie magic trick.
A Seth trick. And he's gonna take her back to Lilliputian.
Where is Lilliputian?
It's where Seth is from, where him and his Lilliputians hang out, and
Oh,
they
okay.
strap large people down and do torturous things to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And
Yeah.
is Nicole chose to do this too, or is he manipulating
No,
her?
of course, Seth's a classic manipulator. No woman has ever done anything Seth that they have wanted to do. Only what Seth allows.
And the thing is Seth can actually make people float. He's got
He doesn't
superpowers.
want this, though.
No. But yeah, because if he wants to make somebody actually float, he has to kill a dog, and it's like,
Yeah, he loves
yeah,
dogs.
he loves
He's fine.
dogs. So yeah, he just picks up Nicole instead and
Little
brings her
green
back and
guys.
ties her down.
Little
Hopefully,
green guys.
hopefully she's okay in Lilliputian. I mean, we'll never
I
know.
think Gulliver's fine at the end of it, so maybe
Yeah, but he was a guy. Who knows what
just a guy,
Seth's gonna do to a girl, a woman?
a woman. A woman is in Jupiter Ascending too.
Yeah, a movie.
A woman.
A woman.
A movie
A movie
woman.
woman.
A woovie.
A movie.
They should call
Woman.
chick flicks woovies.
Yeah. I think women would love that.
A woovie, yeah.
Where are you going, honey? I'm just gonna go see a movie with the
A woovie
girls.
with the gals.
What's your favorite movie? Well, my favorite movie
Yeah,
is
I have a favorite woovie.
Ghost of Girlfriends Past.
Big
What's your
dick bangers.
Yeah? What's your favorite movie?
Um, maybe like Love Actually.
Oh, that's actually good.
It's a good woovie.
Crazy Stupid Love.
It's a good woovie.
Yeah, I'm
The
glad.
Vow, honestly. Not a
I've never
bad
seen The
movie.
Vow. I always said The Vow was just a mix between The Notebook and 50 First Dates,
It's kind of, but in a good way.
but in a good way.
Vow's all right.
I was just looking
All
at.
right, isn't it?
I was looking at I haven't seen it. I said I was looking at a ranking of best rom coms, a bracket or a draft of best rom coms. And the first two picks were Palm Springs and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. But there were some good ones in here. Like I know you don't like Hitch, but I like Hitch.
Yeah, I don't like Hitch.
Along Came Polly. Set It Up was in there. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Crazy Stupid Love. The Big Sick.
It really is our worst genre, isn't it?
Crazy Rich Asians. Fall Guy, I haven't seen Fall Guy.
What about like Annie Hall?
Well, this is just 21st century rom-coms.
It's good enough to make it though.
Yeah, we're gonna make one exception from
I mean,
1973,
77, but yes.
77. We did something
You're
from
mixing up
93.
with Gravity's Rainbow that came out in 1973.
I'm mixing it up with Gravity by
Alfonso Cuarón.
no, by John Mayer. This
Gravity.
Yeah, I'm mixing it up. I'm
So
mixing up Annie Hall with that song by John Mayer.
so we have a movie. I mean I don't want to spoil my rating on it, but it's a movie. Um
A Wovie, maybe?
we get this backstory of Mila Kunis, her mom and her dad are together. Her dad dies when people break in and fucking kill him. They go Life of Pi style over to America on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then they kind of live in Chicago. This are they like Polish or something? Because the Wachowskis are
No,
Polish.
they're Russian because she said she was born in St. Petersburg, is where her father met her
And Mila
Russian
is
mother,
Russian.
Alexa. She is. No, she's Ukrainian.
Oh, same thing. They wouldn't get mad about that. Same
Also,
thing.
can we already talk? What a rough name, Jupiter Jones. Come on now.
You're wrong on that one, friend. That's a sick name. I like Jupiter Jones as a name. It's like a 1940s like comic book character.
Oh, I was thinking it sounded almost like a newsie or like a somebody on the radio coming to you live with Jupiter Jones.
I could see that. I picture Jupiter Jones as like an Indiana Jones type, except in space.
I
Maybe
guess
that's
that's
what they're
fair.
going for.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah,
So
so
they're in
she
this like big Polish house, yeah.
yeah, but also kind of Italian, you know. It felt
It's an
Italian
immigrant
but
house.
Polish. Yeah, she's an illegal alien. Oh?
Topical.
Because they moved here.
Buckeyes.
Maximilian gets killed in the robbery, so she's named after his favorite planet. Many years later, she works with her Aunt Nino and her mother Alexa to clean the homes of wealthy neighbors. And
Toilet cleaners.
yeah, toilet cleaners. And then actually some beautiful shots of Jupiter itself with the title card Jupiter Ascending.
And then we get some weird space intrigue.
Yeah, some people on an alien planet are talking about harvesting and how they've managed to take everyone's lives on a planet and how it isn't a
Looks
painful
a tiny
process.
bit PS2y, the planet does, but
A
it's
little
hard
bit.
to make a a realistic evil aristocratic planet aliens.
Well, no, because this was a planet that was harvested.
It's still alien planets, yeah.
It's still an alien planet, yeah.
It's and then Eddie Redmayne comes in and starts blowing his flamethrower already.
You guys don't know what it's
That's
like
it.
to be the oldest child.
He's giving a good performance.
I am Balem.
The Razzie is undeserved. He's putting his whole pussy into it. I
No,
think it's great.
it was bad.
No, this is a good performance.
You think?
I will disagree with you on that. Yes.
Better than Andrew Garfield
Of
in
course.
Hacksaw. Oh man, no, I did not think this was the direction it needed to go. He wasn't intimidating in any sort.
He was memorable. I mean, he's Eddie Redmayne. How is he supposed to like flex on him?
I don't know. He was supposed to at least not sound like he had a frog stuck in his throat.
I thought it was cool. I like this performance. It's unique,
I
memorable.
I did read that he is the only person to ever win the Razzie and
Oscar and a
Oscar in the same year.
Yeah, I think this is a good performance.
Was it better than
The
his
best performance.
performance
I
in
haven't
The
seen
Theory
the
of
Stephen
Everything?
Hawking one.
Oh, it was very good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, after the death of the matriarch of the House of Abraxas, the most powerful of the alien dynasties, her children Belem, Kalik, and Titus are quarreling over her inheritance, with Belem inheriting an enormous refinery on Jupiter and Earth.
Very valuable.
Um, Titus is declaring his intentions are to dismantle what is known as the youth serum trade, of which Earth is actually the next intended source for youth serum.
That'd be good.
So Earth isn't what we think it is. It's a crop basically.
Yeah, which is sort of what they did with the Matrix, where people are all like fuel for other people, right?
Exactly. And as part
Drooling.
of the inheritance, Belem has inherited Earth, whose vast source of harvest-ready humans, because 7 billion people or whatever, make it a more valuable planet than any other in the realm. And Titus and Kalik, they want to stop Belem from having so much power. So they're
There's
gonna
something
try
like
and
their
devise a plan.
mom really liked Earth, not for like harvesting powers. She just liked it.
She just like loved Earth, yeah.
Yeah, and then back from space politics, they're cleaning more toilets.
Jupiter hates cleaning toilets. She can't wake up early. She
She wants to get out of there.
She doesn't want to drink coffee when, as she's cleaning, an unknown man, a hooded man, is walking through an alleyway while these alien robots that can kind of turn invisible watch him. And they're like, oh my God, he's a hunter. He's after our bounty.
Little green guys.
No, they're not little green guys.
There they
And then,
are.
no, they're not. And then
They're like gray guys.
these guys weren't the gray guys. These aren't keepers.
Oh, who are these guys?
These were the ones on the bikes. So the lady, the Asian lady with like the
Oh,
blue hair and
the purple dreadlocks. That's
yeah,
what Lana Wachowski's hair looks like. I think that's just a
yeah.
catalog for her. Yeah.
And then the dude, the mysterious hooded man, he's checking medical records,
He's
and
peeing
then
on hydrants. Yeah.
then he breaks out and gets on his levitating rollerblades,
Those are cool. These are cool.
and he's got a goddamn plasma shield and a gun. He takes on the three people watching him until he escapes.
Cool. I like the roller surfing shoes, the gravity boots.
At first, I was like, "Is he rollerblade? How is he
He kind of
floating?"
rollerblades.
Yeah. He's
It's
gravity
cool.
surfing
It's sick.
specifically. It's sick. And then they're like, oh my God, we should warn Lord Belem, but they decide not to. They keep it a secret.
Secret.
Secrets are no fun.
Secrets hurt someone.
Exactly.
Um, and so January, how does January end up meeting the dog guy? She like
Ja-
gets kidnapped.
January?
Jupiter, yeah, January Jones. That's somebody else.
It's like, wait, what?
Jupiter, she like is selling her eggs, right, for money with her cousin.
Yeah. That comes in a little bit though. Because we got to
Okay.
cut to the aliens. Kalik is having a secret meeting with some other aliens on another planet that her brothers cannot know about, where she's exchanging lives. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
She's hiring somebody in exchange for lives. And then Belem flies into the eye of the storm, the great red spot on Jupiter,
Yeah, but I'm sick.
and gets into the refinery on Jupiter. And he's like in this carriage, like this carriage is pulling him, but it's just like a robot woman with an arched back. I was like,
Yeah,
oh
she was
my, what
cool.
the? She's like a
And
robot
this weird little meth
centaur.
head running the planet.
Yeah. She speaks with a walking dragon velociraptor thing about tracking the genes of someone on Earth who must be killed. Her name,
January
Catherine
Jones.
Dunleavy.
Interesting, because then there are eggs.
Yeah. I never learned what the name of the race or what the velociraptor dragon things were. Did
No,
you?
you didn't need to.
They were
They're
just
just
cool.
they're cool. They're like gargoyle people.
They are like gargoyles, but very velociraptor and very dragon.
Very sexy.
Oh, they're so sexy. It's crazy how sexy they are. That's why this is a Wovie. They're so sexy.
A woman's movie.
Yeah. They love
Directed by women.
women love velociraptor
Velociraptors.
dragons.
And if movies directed by women.
Exactly. So now you figure out her name's Catherine Dunleavy. You cut to Catherine, a rich woman that Jupiter actually cleans for.
They're kind of buddies.
Vanessa Kirby, future Oscar nom.
That's right.
And at Catherine's house, Catherine's talking about how she's going to get proposed to. They're trying to pick out dresses. Jupiter and Catherine are attacked by what's called extraterrestrial keepers. They're little gray. It's exactly what
Well,
you'd
green
think.
guys.
What you'd think an alien looks like in your
Like
mind.
Men in Black guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're men in black, but they're gray. They're very gray. When Jupiter, she's hiding because Catherine's body is just being prodded in the neck with needles, and she's just like
because they think
floating.
she's Jupiter. Yeah, and then
Exactly.
she takes a picture of it. Then they Men in Black style wipe everybody's memory, but they still have the picture of the little green guys.
Exactly. So
I kind of like the green guys function. They kind of serve as like explaining some myths we have, like why there's some weird shit going on. Sometimes we don't know, and then the people say like, "I saw little green guys doing it," and they're like, "You're fucking crazy," and they're like, "That's actually what's happening." I
yeah,
kind of like that aspect.
that, and especially coming up later with the Chicago fight scene and things, they were like, "We're gonna wipe people's memory. We might miss a couple people, but then
They
they're
slip their cracks.
the
Yeah, they're
crazy
crazies.
ones. Nobody's gonna believe them." So Jupiter's at home with the Russian Italian family. They're eating dinner. She's asking her cousin for money. Her cousin seems to run the family business. She wants to buy a telescope with it, but she doesn't tell him that because he would never give her money
Yeah,
for a $4,000 telescope.
yeah, they're poor immigrants. Yeah,
And to buy the telescope, she pairs with her cousin Vladi to sell her eggs to a fertility clinic under the name of her friend and employer, Catherine Dunleavy.
that's how I got into the space world.
Yes, because that's the medical records Mr. Wolfboy was checking earlier. It
Yeah,
said Catherine Dunleavy.
they can check Earth records.
So they go to the egg donation process. She's there. The doctors and nurses are revealed to be Bolem's agents sent to
They're
kill her.
keepers.
They she's they're like strap her down immediately, and then they just put this thing on her face. They're just like holding her there, like
Trying to kill her
breathe.
until Wolf Boy barges in and kicks ass and kills them all.
Yes, his name is Kane Wise.
It's Channing Tatum.
He's a lycant human gene spliced
Like a
mix, lycatent, and he's a former soldier that was sent by Titus,
the normal brother.
the younger brother of Belem, that wanted to take away power from Belem. And Titus is in after he saves her, they cut to Titus. He's in the middle of like a giant floating orgy. Like all these women are
That's
just like
sick. That
kissing
was
him, but
cool.
they're all just like floating
Love
there.
that for him. Yeah.
Now
And
that's a
well,
movie. That's for
it's
men.
that's cool. That is a movie. And then they comes in like mid orgy. He's like, there's only good news allowed in the orgy room, right?
And they're
They're like,
like,
yeah, we found the girl, and he's like, ah,
oh,
yeah, good, cool scene.
only good news can be said in the orgy room. So funny. And yeah, so they get the news that she's been rescued by Kane. When Jupiter comes to, she's still in Chicago and she's still with Kane. And he fills her in on who he is, the existence of higher developed life forms in the universe, the practices in the universe of harvesting, and why people are coming to try and kill her.
Pretty quick, and she's on board though.
Yeah, she is on board. And Belem,
He's
oh
not
man,
emotionally withholding in this movie. Emotionally
no,
unavailable.
he's very. She No, he's a little emotionally
He
unavailable.
is. She's not.
She's not. She's very emotionally
Mila doesn't
available.
know how to play emotionally unavailable.
um, so Belem gets news that Jupiter's still alive. It was supposed to be an 8-on-1, just a one Earth girl versus 8 keepers, and
Yeah.
they somehow all died. He's so pissed when the walking dragon velociraptor tells him that. He's like, "You get one more shot or you're dead."
Or your whole planet, all your people are dead. Yeah.
And
So
so
they attack again.
yeah. Kane is. They're in the top of the Sears Tower, the Willis Tower in Chicago. He's showing her gadgets. He's showing her gravity boots and his shields and things until he scoops her up in his arms.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna jump out into this spaceship.
Yeah, steps out of the 100th floor of the Willis Tower, and then they get sucked up into the air and towards their spaceship. It's a whatever
It's a keeper's attack.
the tractor beam or whatever to get them up.
So then it's a pretty long, pretty sick fight scene through Chicago, through this Chicago skyline and streets.
Yeah, because the attack happened as they were ascending. So now they're falling. Kane gets to
Yeah,
use his surfing gravity boots. He
fly
catches
around.
Jupiter. Then he fights these alien jets while gravity. It's like jets versus just a man with a gun.
Sick.
And he's
It's
taking out
pretty
all
cool.
these jets.
It harkens back to their love of like action movies and kung fu movies that they'll
Yeah.
they'll throw like a 10-minute long sequence like this in.
And this gave me very much Transformers vibes for multiple reasons. Lots
Yeah,
of
a little
slow
bit.
mo, lots
Yeah.
of camera action that's so close
Yeah.
to the action that I don't know what's actually going
Yeah, well,
on.
I mean, I don't really know what's going on in the whole time either. I just know that Channing Tatum is rollerblading and shooting people.
There's a moment later, I think, when he's flying a jet and it
Yeah.
cuts back to and forth because he lands on top of one
And he
and
slices it with its
hi,
arms. Yeah.
hijacks it. He's defending Jupiter and he's flying, but it'll be like scenes of Chicago and them like flying around, and then it'll cut to just him. And I was just thinking of him being the actor in this moment where he's supposed to be in the machine, but it's not like a steering wheel. It's just like two like VR things. He's just going ah ah
Yeah. He sells it
ah.
though. Yeah. It is a tough.
ah.
That's I always like think of with the Marvel people because they don't shoot anything ever that's not on a sound stage.
Yeah, it's just all green screen. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Ah.
silliest acting of all time.
Yeah, and this is where I put like there's so much destruction. Like there's no way alien life goes unnoticed, but they got the flashers. They got the men in black things.
And they can like heal it in like a second. Yeah.
And then him and Jupiter, they make it out alive. They kill everyone. So the next morning, they flee the city in a truck.
I gotta
Kane
go find
tells her,
Sean Bean.
yeah, Kane tells her about their capabilities to rebuild things, do the memory wipe. So he's not concerned about the construction. He's like, look behind you. She looks back, like the whole city's on fire, and then she looks forward. He's like, now look behind you again. She turns around. It's
It's
better.
mostly fine. Yeah.
And Belem, you cut to Belem. He's got like a device that plugs into his ear. He's reliving the egg donation scene.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I
And
thought for a second he was like in it again,
I
or
did
like,
too.
but yeah, he's
Because it
just like
looked like he
in
was
the
really
movie.
looking at Jupiter
And
and they were
she at
connecting.
him. Yeah,
But he's just reliving the scene even though he wasn't there. But then he tells her, he's like, I
I love
miss
you.
you. I miss you so much. I was like, wait, what? You miss her?
I thought he wanted to kill her.
Yeah. And then I was like, you want to fuck or what?
No, well, maybe a little edible thing. Yeah.
So Kane takes Jupiter and they
Mommy.
drive away to an old comrade. Sean Bean. His name is
Hey,
Stinger Apini.
his name's like Agus or something.
No, it's Stinger. The Aegis is the like the police, the
Yeah. His name's
universe
Stinger.
police.
Yeah, he likes bees.
They
He,
immediately start
they
fighting
fight. They used to be squad mates back in the army. The Stinger used to be his boss. But then
until
they like we're gonna help out.
they reconcile when they notice that Jupiter has the power to control bees.
A cool power, yeah.
I was like, God damn it, another beekeeper thing and another
Really, yeah.
Winnie the Pooh blood and honey reference. Like, come on,
Hell yeah,
power to
beekeepers.
it's because bees know royalty. No, even if it's not a queen bee, they're like, shit, she's a queen. Like, they,
You think by that logic, like the president comes to this beef farm and they're all like saluting?
yeah, they salute Donald Trump.
No, they know intergalactic royalty when they can sense it, so they love her. They
Yeah,
love January.
and Jupiter's like, what the fuck's going on? And Stinger explains that she is a royal herself. Bees recognize royalty. Then he fills her in on who she is. You are genetically identical to the fallen mother of the House of Abraxas.
January Jones was in We Are Marshall, X-Men First Class,
I knew that name sounded
American
familiar.
Wedding. She was in The Last Man on Earth. She has one child.
Oh,
She dated Ashton Kutcher in the late 90s.
her one child's name is February.
So there's a connection there.
There's a connection there.
She dated Josh Groban for 3 years. She dated Jason Sudeikis for a year.
Wow.
She believes she has seen a UFO. This is crazy. She should have been in this movie.
She should have been in this movie. Um, so yeah, he fills her in on how she's genetically identical to the dead mother of the House of Abraxas. So technically, she is her, which means that this is all hers. She still
I don't know
owns
if
all
that's
the
the genetic
inheritance.
words, or I guess intergalactic space laws respect DNA copies.
Yeah, I don't know either. But in Apini, he used to serve the Abraxas house until he lost his wings and was posted to Earth in disgrace.
And it was Dog Boy's fault.
Yeah, Kane's fault because
Yeah.
Kane's like he promises he's like if you help me, I'm gonna get your wings back. We just gotta help Titus. But he helps regardless, not for his wings because she is bigger. The royalty is bigger than getting wings back.
Which is, I don't love how the movie sort of propagates the whole monarchical system.
Sure.
That's
But
fine.
then
It's a
we
kids movie,
learn
mostly.
Kane's backstory. Where he's the
He's a
half
wolf
human,
boy.
half lycanthant. He was also albino and the runt of the litter, and sold for a loss after his genes were spliced. I was like, okay, that's too
It's a
many
lot.
things.
He doesn't have a family. He doesn't have a pack. But that makes him stronger, kind of, because if you don't have a pack, like all wolves want, you got to be fucking killer.
He's
You got to be
he's a
ruthless.
he's an orphan albino runt of the litter, half human, half
Wolf boy,
lycantant.
slave.
Yeah, so he has to become a killer or else he's not going to survive. But his relentless attitude got him court-martialed once after he ripped the throat of an entitled member. And he had always hated royals and was going to be put down like the dog he is, but Stinger stepped in to save his back. He said, "Oh, it was my fault this happened." So that's why his wings were taken.
But he's saved, and then the aliens attack.
The aliens do attack. Oh, yeah, they do. But Stinger also tells Jupiter about what harvesting is.
Earth's dead.
Because the term's been thrown around a bit, but he's like, okay, you guys are unaware. Human species on Earth and countless other planets, they're established by families of transhuman and alien royalty for the purpose of harvesting the resulting organisms to produce a type of youth serum for the elites on the other planet. So basically, this is agriculture. We've put life on here so that we can extract your life and keep us young.
That's right, Brandon.
And she doesn't take a liking to
Like a
that.
substance type thing. Yeah.
It is a very substance like thing. Have you seen yet? I still haven't seen.
No, that was the best trailer of last year, though.
That trailer was
It was a banging
nasty.
trailer. 28 years later has a banging trailer. This
28 years later looks good. I
I've
also still really want to see Sinners.
I want to see Sinners too. I've heard that the last 5 minutes of 28 years later are like the wackiest things in movie history.
What?
Like it's wacky.
Wackier than the end of the 40-year-old virgin?
I don't maybe.
Do you
Wackier
remember
than
the end of that?
what happened at the end of that.
So they have sex, right? They get married and they have
Yeah.
sex, and then they have sex again and again and again, and then the girl's like, "How was that?" And then it zooms in on Steve Carell's face, and then he just starts singing "The Age of Aquarius," and they dance into this
I
field, and they
think
start
maybe
dancing, and
equivalent to that. Yeah.
equivalent to that. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to spoil myself, so I haven't. But I've heard it's wacky.
Okay. Um, I've never even seen 28 Days Later.
I have. It's great. It's a weird aesthetic.
I think it was the second year of us doing our horror month. And I
Yeah.
was like asking my mom and my brother, was like, what are some bad but like big name horror movies that you can think of that we could do on here? And my mom said 28 Days Later.
No, that's
I
a
was like,
Danny
no.
Boyle
I was
movie,
like, no,
Karen.
mom, no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then she said like The Hills Have Eyes and Cabin Fever and things. I was like, okay, those are a little better, but think even worse.
Yeah, it's critically acclaimed.
And then
It's
she's
kind of
like,
not a horror movie. It's like a war movie.
yeah, kind of. Anyway, back to this movie. The Keepers. That evening, Stinger and Kane are attacked by Keepers again. They're ready to kill Jupiter, but a group of hunters, the ones from earlier who fought Kane, the Purple Dread and the Cyborg guy, they intervene. They're also fighting. Jupiter's running through a goddamn cornfield.
It's a it's like an all-out war number two until doesn't Titus show up or something?
No, one of those hunter guys does like a sonic boom weapon, like makes her
Oh, it
deaf. She's
makes
like
her
bleeding from her nose.
she's sad.
He's just trying to get the keepers away because they grab Jupiter and take her on their spaceship.
Yeah, they like started fighting the keepers. Yeah,
Yeah.
so then
Kane
she's gone.
Kane also like runs and grabs onto the outside of the ship. He's on board too without being noticed, but they take her
Dog boy.
to Balem's sister, Kalik, her palace on a distant planet where she explains to Jupiter that she is the genetically identical to the dead matriarch.
She's like, wow, mom.
And
Yeah,
therefore she is. She's like, "You look so much like my mother." She's like, "Thanks." She's like, "No, look at her
you are
right
my
there.
mother.
You
Yeah.
are. You look lovely, mother. You're kind of
Yeah.
hot, mom." And then so she's like, "You are Earth's rightful owner and also you were murdered. My mom was murdered."
Like a Hamlet thing, like a
Yes,
Claudius
exactly.
thing.
And Khalik then reveals she's like, "Just take a guess. How old do you think I am?" She's like, "I don't know, like mid 40s." She's like, "I'm 14,004,
Oh,
bitch."
still going.
She's like, "My mom, she was 91,000 when she was murdered." And she's like, "I'll show you." So she gets naked. You get to see some ass.
Hell yeah.
Now that's a
Khalik ass.
movie.
That's a movie and a
Movie
movie.
for Khalik ass. She walks into a like a in-ground bathtub thing that's full of youth serum,
She
dips
like
in,
heat. Yeah.
then comes out and looks younger. The wrinkles are gone.
What's water? Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's kept them alive for so long. And that's why harvesting is so important. You can harvest this to stay alive forever because the one commodity that is priceless is youth and time.
Is youth and time.
So, Kane is heading to save Jupiter again because he's contracted through Titus. He's supported by Captain Diomika of the Aegis. This is them, the police, the intergalactic police force.
Yeah.
He he fights his way through. He retrieves her from Kalik, and he brings her to the planet Oris, which
That's
is
where
the
Titus is hanging out.
exactly and the intergalactic capital planet, the original planet where humans came from, to claim her inheritance.
That's right. But also Titus is there.
Because no person can just walk out on the street and say, "Hey, I know the matriarch's dead, but I'm the matriarch. Give me Earth." You can't just do that. You
You have
got
to
to
go
get
to the city hall.
in the DMV. You got to get the title in your name, and you get a montage of DMV and title work.
City hall stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. The bureaucrats.
Oh wait, before that, while they're flying to Oris, Jupiter hits on Kane.
She always kind of is.
But this time she's like, "It's in my genes to fall for the wrong guy, to fall for a dog."
For a dog boy. Woof woof.
But just like how she's like, "You're a bad boy. You like to rip out throats of the entitled, and since I'm
Yeah.
royalty now, I'm entitled. Are you gonna bite my neck, big boy?"
That's what they, yeah.
And he's like, "I
He's like,
can't."
no,
He's like, "I'm your servant now. It's a
this is
conflict of
wrong.
interest. It's wrong. You don't even.
I'm a wolf boy. I
I'm a
hate
wolf,
royals.
and
Yeah.
you're royal. We can't be together."
It's good politics, good intrigue.
Yeah, he just shuts her down. He's emotionally unavailable,
Mm-hmm.
very much. And now you get the DMV, the clerical work montage, um, all assisted by like a local robot. The robot's even pissed. He's trying to put in bribes because you need an ID, but before that you need to go to genes, but before that you need to go to
It's playing on,
retrieving,
yeah,
but then you need to go to receiving, but to go to receiving you need
playing on Earth
retrieving.
bureaucratics.
Yeah, it's that stupid shit. And after she gets her inheritance, it all checks out. Jupiter and Cain are just about to share a moment and almost kiss when Cain confesses that he's still with her because of Stinger. He's
Stinger.
he's not here because of her. He's here to get Stinger's wings back. He's got to help his
Yeah.
boy out.
He's being emotionally unavailable, which is tough to hear for her, for Princess.
And bros before hoes.
And that, he says.
And then just then, Stinger, the guy that he was just praising, sneaks up behind them, holds them at gunpoint with a whole team behind him to detain them and take them to Titus because he is also contracted through Titus because Titus didn't trust Kane to get the job done after it wasn't done quick enough.
Titus contracts everybody, so they're in prison now.
And on the way back to Earth on Titus's ship, Titus and Jupiter have dinner while Kane is locked in the
He
holding cell.
proposes
Yeah,
with a crazy ass ring.
the ring was pretty nuts. I'll tell you that.
He'll tell you that.
I will. I'll tell you that right now. He also reveals he shows her all the youth serum. Like there's so many jars of it. He's like, yeah, each unit, each one of these jars, yeah, 100 humans have to be murdered for it. She's like, what?
Yeah, not chill. But I mean, that'd be so many jars if you killed Earth.
I'd be so many jars.
A
Let's see.
Vaseline equivalent.
So 8 billion now is on Earth, divided by 100. So that you get 80 million jars. That's a
It's a lot
lot
of
of youth
jars.
serum.
It's a lot of jars. I'd do it honestly.
And then he tells her again, Earth's a farm, one of hundreds of thousands of planets set up by the family to fulfill an ever-increasing demand for time. And Titus says he's like his my mom wanted to stop the trade, and that's why she was murdered. And now I want to carry on with her work. So instead of using Earth as another farm, will you marry me so that if you die, the inheritance goes to me as your beneficiary and not Belem again?
And I won't milk them all. I won't liquefy them all.
Ooh, milking the
He
humans.
does kind of prop himself up as the better guy.
But also,
He's a
apparently,
liar.
he's proposing to his mom.
Well, there's all some Oedipal stuff in there. I think the kids all want to fuck mom.
I think they all do. Yeah, you're right. Because
Yeah,
Kalik's like, God damn, you're hot. Belem's like, oh man, I
yeah.
miss you, mommy.
They
He's
all
like,
want to
let's
fuck
get
mom.
married.
Yeah. So she says, let me think about it.
I mean, mom's Mila Kunis. She's a fuckable mother. She is a MILF.
Don't say that, Brent.
She's a
You can't
MILF.
say that. You can say that.
Okay.
She is a mother, though.
She is a mother. You're right. She is.
Show some
And let's see.
fuckable.
So he convinces Jupiter officially to marry him. And he wants somebody he can trust to carry on his work. But then he goes to Cain. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
look who just married me.
It's yo bitch.
Cain's like, no. And he's like, oh, also,
No, I like her.
I'm gonna send you out the airlock now. Just I don't need you anymore. I'm
You
gonna throw
can't.
you into the void. But he tells him his plan is to marry and then kill Jupiter and claim Earth as his own.
Little Princess Bride action. So he airlocks him out. He dies for a little bit, then he grabs a spacesuit and puts it on. It that got flushed out with him, and then he's back.
Yeah, well, and I had to rewind. I was like, how did he get this space? Like, where did this?
Yeah.
He kicked a wall as he got shot out the void, so that all of it,
Smart.
some stuff came out with him, and yeah, he put it on. He's alive.
Barely.
He also burned the handcuffs off with his gravity boots.
That was cool.
They not just levitate; they're also fire.
They're cool.
And then back on Earth, the dragon velociraptors. They're in Chicago.
Yeah, they're watching a Cubs game.
And instead of being like sneaky, they like just knock on the door of the Russian house.
Yeah. They don't like shapeshift or anything.
No,
And they
like
kidnap the family.
the keepers shapeshift. These guys just straight up walked in. They knocked on the door, and they steal the family.
As a good move. Collateral.
Yeah, you're gonna need it. And then with some help from Stinger, who's come to his senses, he picks up the drifting Kane. Because even though he's got the spacesuit, he's only got limited oxygen. They pick him up to save his life, and they're gonna go save Jupiter together.
January. But yes.
Not January.
So she's like getting married.
She's getting married, but she's hesitating. She wants to talk to Kane.
Yeah, she might want kids in the future. Who knows?
But he lies. He's like, Kane. He attacked another guard. So we had to put him down. So she puts her trust into Titus and agrees to marry him. But Kane and Stinger, they're gonna try and stop that wedding. Does anybody
Princess Bride style.
Does anybody want to say any last words before they're married? They're flying those stupid fucking those things.
Yeah. The VR jets.
The VR jets. They were flying through a wall of warhammers, and I couldn't tell if they were other jets or planes or if it was just a metal moving mesh wall.
I think the second one, yeah.
But I couldn't see shit anyway, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I think it was a wall.
They're breaking through it, yeah.
It was like meshy. It was like chainmail.
It's like a Pink Floyd reference.
Oh.
Movie.